destroys the Ember, and I think the Underlord would probably do it in a similar way with just the damage of the root. I really wonder about the build though, because I like the offlane Underlord because I felt like you see the Darkseid with all the auras, and you kind of just go aura for aura. So I am not sure what the build is then for Tai Lung.
I have no clue. Maybe I see carry style, like some Echo Saber, stuff like that. But we'll have to see. His tread's queued up, but I mean, I think there's no way he gets. The only difference I'll say between DK and Underlord in this matchup will be DK is, I think, innate natural regen and high armor, kind of makes it so Ember can't stay in the lane, whereas Underlord doesn't necessarily have the sustain. So I wonder if Underlord can sustain just the slight spam or not. We're gonna have to see. I think this matchup should be Underlord favored, but I think if you make a couple mistakes, it's maybe not as clear cut as we think it might be. Otherwise, honestly, I think we would have seen it more. You know what I mean?
Yep. I think with everything being said as well, I would look, and it may not feel pressured, but I'm going to say, like, this is a decent amount of pressure to put on what I think is a pretty young person. I don't believe he's incredible. I don't think he's some like 25 phenom that's coming out for Peru. I would have to imagine he's hasn't been on some rosters. You're playing on OG. This is TI qualifiers here. Like this is a pretty hard qualifier as well. There are a lot of teams that can take it, and you're underlording your game one here. Like this is a lot. You lose this game, but what is the confidence going to be now for him?
And that's the other thing that we don't know much about is his hero pool, right? Maybe this is his thing.
True, maybe it is mid Underlord.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the other thing, like if this is a no-tell team, we've seen enough about no-tell and how he kind of views players in the game. And he usually, when it comes to these younger guys, wants to put them in their comfort zone, so... I think unlikely that they're just springing this on him, and he's never played this before. Time will tell. I think that's the one thing that we for sure know. And this mid lane matchup is very intriguing. He has a slight edge right now, but we'll see how this continues. Have to keep an eye on it. But there are other lanes in this game too.
But there are indeed. Moose does a very nice job to be able to get the hard camp pull. So this is going to help with the creep wave positioning down bottom. How do we feel about the Jakiro as well being down here? Is it purely just because... Okay, what do we got?
Gonna force a TP. Okay. I mean, good body blocks by Elmisho. Just forced Dark Willow to TP out there. And what was your question about bot lane?
Yeah, so just Jakiro purely down here because the Templar Assassin? That's really it?
For sure. I mean, I think they just wanted to make sure that... I mean, if you put Tusk down here, this is a really bad lane against the Pango, right? Or against the TA, sorry. Because now you have this dual breath that you can just spam as well as a shield crash, and TA will not be able to fight into that, at least theoretically, as I say that.
Maybe in trouble, honestly, on Lumia. Without a doubt is. He's going to need them here to try and stay alive. Illich keeping up to the Templar Assassin. Unfortunately, the dual breath is going to expire, so they'll lose the movement speed slow, but it is a lot of harass, and Lumiere doesn't have any resources currently.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good trade for the side of OG.LATAM. Because now this TA just feels like she just can't step up. But that was a salve used by Gardic, so that's half efficiency. 250 HP salve. That does not feel good for your net worth as mid lane. I think we're starting to get our answer about this mid matchup here. SLATAM's is getting bullied.
Oh man. Yeah, good luck walking past him.
That's a full zone here.
Just you go run, you go left, I go left, you go right, I go right. How do you enter?
Just gonna take some tower hits, but he's a big tanky boy, doesn't care too much about that.
Top lane, they're running at night. Ooh, Bramble does stop the Earth Shock, which actually nothing. Now Elmisha might be in a little bit of trouble. Should be able to get in range, and First Blood very nicely done in the timing of the Bramble from Knight. stops that extra little bit of damage they would have been missing there with the Earthshock to get the kill.
When Moose is making an amazing rotation here, 4-minute water rune comes out. Boom. This lane, you are desperately needing this water rune on this Ember, so he not only has like a bad matchup it looks like, but he's also getting bullied by the supports stealing his water rune. So yeah, this mid matchup's done now. You have absolutely nothing here to deal with this, so you needed that water rune. You didn't get it, so lane's over.
Bottom as well, Lumiere. Thinking about the dive? Village was thinking,
yeah, it's glimpse.
Felt like he had the damage. Knight now might be able to get the glimpse back. Almisho has come through the portal though, so the heat of brawl. OG.LATAM bringing the numbers required. I'll get the kill on tonight, so unsuccessful rotation for the Dark Willow. And that is a TP wasted.
They're gonna continue here.
This is looking scary. Gardick's also dead as well. Mid goes bad, bot goes bad.
Yeah, a little panic there from the TA. They had no detection. She could just meld and chill there, I think, but decides to fight. Probably uncertain about the detection status there. But yeah, 2k gold lead. 5 minutes. Not good. You are losing all 3 lanes.
Gardick's also TP mid to try and get in range for the glimpse, but Pailung's going to be able to run out of danger.
Looks like the build is just going to be typical. Mid lane, he's dead, right?
Someone is dead, I think. Glimpse back into the bramble. Nice,
Yep.
okay.
I mean, that was very fortunate. Bramble was there. I mean, I'm not sure if they timed that one, but they needed it. That was a big kill.
Much a full wave for SLATAMs as well, importantly. Let's see if he gets the power rune as well. Elmisho not going to be able to take the haste. So this is, some things they need to be able to get SLATAMs back into this game. Maybe he's going to have to walk all the way to base to fill up the resources, but with this haste, gives you an opportunity to be able to gank somewhere. Do you feel like top, is there a possibility to gank this lane, or is bottom maybe a little bit easier? Yep.
I think Ursa before 6 is like, you should try every game to kill this hero, right? Before he hits 6, because it's so easy. It's incredibly easy, actually. It's really when he hits 6 where it feels like a little bit impossible. In this bot lane, you are not having fun on Lumiere in this lane. This Shakiro going here, but it looks like because action's happening in this bot lane, makes it an easy TP target for SLATAMs.
Misha's also nearby.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they kill him. SLATAMs still should be able to chase Moose down, so unfortunately you lose your carry, but SLATAMs gets involved in this game with that first active room and maybe the wisdom. Very nice stuff out of the mid lane as someone who struggled massively against the Underlord. He's putting himself in a position where he can still have some impact in this game one.
Just gonna annoy him. Elmisho. He's an annoying player, you know, like these position 4s that, like Schofield comes to mind too. These guys that just want to kind of annoy your game. Which makes him a good 4, you know, that's like, I think 4, one of the job description.
It's about to be a solo kill, but it's just not close enough.
And that's why you want to gank him before level 6, because that damage reduction, you know, 80% damage reduction for 4 seconds is no joke. They're all miss-kicking the... Oh, okay.
It's going inside the river, actually. How long? One root onto SLATAMs. His right-click damage, man, it's... Oh my god, it's a lot. Holy. I'm back here, Gardick.
He's hitting pretty hard at this stage of the game. I mean, Ember just had no mana. I'm not sure what his plan was with that play there, but if you don't have mana to use your Fire Remnant, what's your play there? Gets punished. And then, speaking of punished, Gardick. Oops. It's okay.
Right.
Just doesn't have his driver's license yet, you know?
But you can make up for it. Very cool thing. You can jump over walls sometimes.
Every time, actually. That's on cooldown, I guess. Well, I suppose if you fail jumping up the wall in that situation, you probably shouldn't be playing Pango.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially with the double jump, makes it a little bit easier. Village is, he's very comfortable on this hero. 4-1. Good start for him. Brace and null into the defusal. A lot of stats here for the universal hero.
Yeah, he's crushing it. This bot lane is, he's got like 20 denies. Like, we talked about TA and how its lane is super strong. I still believe in that, but I think we're starting to see a little bit of the nerfs to refraction, to meld. The damage on these have been like completely changed, right? So now this hero looks a little bit mortal in the laning stage. It can bleed, but however, the farm speed hasn't really changed too much for this hero. Can still farm really quick, as you see Lemire just head straight to the jungle. He's done with that bot lane. Darkseer as well, also jungling. Level 9 Underlord to level 7 Ember Spirit, so. How long?
Oh, God, back-to-back deaths. Knight's gonna have to cancel his TP.
He's just getting punished. Like, Disruptor is not a good hero at doing this, right? It's like, you want to be like some... Another kill here.
Apparently the action continues. Tai Lung's gonna drop the portal. Arcane Rune use as well, so lower cooldown. They will come through. Are they gonna come through? They'll come through now. Militia moves are here, ready to go. Terrorize, nice sidestep. Misses on everyone. Now SLATAMs is just gonna have to stand idly by and watch his offlaner be killed off, and more of the map is being taken away. He's taken, I believe there was a stack at the Ancients, getting the hard camp, might even block the camps if he wants to, but 4,000 net worth lead and it is continuing to grow.
Yeah, they're starting to feel the effect of losing 3 lanes, right? When you lose 3 lanes like this means the supports are completely free to do whatever they want, right? Because they no longer need assistance. The TA is jungling, and you know what the Disruptor has to do now, because TA is jungling? He has to defend the tower, right? But he gets punished by the Jakiro, who rotates and kills him 2 times, so bot lane losing has now made it so they're going to get a tower, they're going to kill the Disruptor. Disruptor has no game, and now the Tusk, he can go wherever he wants. Now mid lane, he can invade if he wants to, so it's really tough right now. Because you can just go wherever you want on OG.LATAM right now. Like, they can just... The map is theirs. And I think the way you stop this bleeding, and as much as it's not fun, you do have to make a 5-man play and predict where OG is going to go. Because OG is not going to do anything with 5 heroes. They're just not going to. It's not efficient. They're going to try using 4 heroes, right? To make somewhere. And you have to bring 5, have a numbers advantage, and you're going to stop this bleeding.
Somehow you're going to have to get the read. And it's going to be difficult because you can't even drop like deep observer wards to maybe scout out some of the pathing or a smoke from OG.LATAM. They're going to do it themselves though. Smoke to top. Knight is level 7. And you've got maxed out Iron Shot to give over to SLATAMs as well. Hector's Enrage is online. He's going to be able to get rid of the Bramble and give himself some mitigation. And that's it. Nothing else. Yeah, it is well. Guardic just dies to the damage over time.
Yep. Sure does. But Dark Willow will get a kill. So it's something, right? But still, that's your Disruptor dying under his tower, right? Which frees up Big Boy Underlord with a shield rune, by the way, and Atos walking top. Darkseer, my friend. Oh, he surged. That was a mistake.
Uh-oh. SLATAMs is, I know, gonna run on over, but there's not much he can really do as well versus the Underlord. They'll be able to glimpse moves away. Do you have the portal as well to bring in some reinforcements? Let's see who's gonna come out. Okay, it's gonna be the Pango.
See, this is the Dark Willow thing, right? Like, you want to do something, but it feels like no matter what happens, you just teleport into root, or you're just always rooted. So Pango gets rooted immediately after TPing in. But good disengage there for Team VB.
Oh, nice chains. Oh, the snowball at the last second of it into the bramble. Yeah, alright. Dispel off the spell, damage as well with the bedlam. It's not a bad
avoid
kill.
These roots. So it's like heat seeking.
Wow, he's high in it with the Ember. 5-1 on Knight. Speaking of Ember, run up a high ground. 1 stun, 2nd stun, so many. Knight's gonna consider about moving on forward, but I'll make sure acts as a bit of a deterrent. We'll be able to keep them alive, and now the duo supports will combine together to get a double kill for Moose.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, both carries free farming. They haven't really stopped Lemire. He has been able to just farm the entire map pretty flawlessly, and they're stemming a bit of the bleeding. How I say, like, Ember's game is still garbage. Like, this Dark Willow has higher net worth than him, but it's not great. At least not for Ember. He's having a rough one. But Dark Willow does have a Eul's though, and that's very good versus Ursa. So, even though Ursa does have free farm, I think this is still going to be not an easy Ursa game. Like, you're playing versus Dark Willow with an early Eul's. You're against a Silence with a Disruptor as well. You're against a TA who's going to have traps eventually that silence you, so might be a little deceiving, I guess, on how much impact this Ursa might have, but I'm not even worried about the Ursa too much. I'm more worried about this Underlord and Pango, because when Pango gets Ags, that's going to be a little bit brutal. You don't have much to deal with him in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense too, right? Because Ursa was like their first big hero, so of course it's going to have some answers, and it's going to leave space for the other cores to have a better game. But we're still waiting for that one big play where Team VB gets a decisive win, right? And maybe this is it with the Eul's on available. You can set up Eul's into a Static Storm potentially.
He's got Crimson now, but is the Crimson really going to mitigate anything out of Dire? It's a nice Static Storm though. They're going to fly over the top, try and deal with Tai Lung as well. A little bit more difficult to kill, and they've got an issue with the Rolling Thunder as well. Illich is going to come crash in the middle, protecting these Underlords to be able to step out of danger, back in with the pit. They're going to hold them both into place. Haven't been able to get the Ember just yet, but now with Hector showing up, that'll shut him down. And Hector's already thinking about chasing for more. I think they got a glimpse of Gardic with the ward expiring. And maybe he's nearby. Unfortunately, they do not have that vision anymore, so it looks like Roche is going to be the call from OG.LATAM.
Yeah, they were so close to winning that fight. I feel like if Gardic would have somehow got the Underlord inside the kinetic field, it would have been a W, right? But we're going to see here that the kinetic field just doesn't hit the Underlord. He's able to walk on out of it, and because he doesn't die right away, you're going to see the big difference that's made. Like, he's able to get another pit off in this fight, he's able to get another Atos off in the fight, and this pit here coming out, and you're going to see one more time this Atos coming out. This is what gets them so 2 additional kills, right? And that small thing ends up costing them big.
Now it's a team fight victory into the Aegis on Hector, and you know, with this Blink Dagger, he is now going to be a menace across the map. Lumiere wasn't there, right, in that fight?
No, he hasn't been to any fights, really. He's mode, I'll see you guys late game.
Yeah, well, let's see if we get there. 9,000 deficit, unfortunately, for him and the boys on VB. This is a tough one.
I mean, yeah, that definitely felt like a fight where if TA did show up, it would have changed a lot, but it's kind of hard. I mean, that's the hard thing about carry players, and it's oftentimes why carry players get flamed more than any other position, because they have to make hard choices, right? Like, should I be fighting or should I be farming? Where I feel like every other role, they don't have to think too much about that. It's kind of like, you just need to be fighting. So, I'll defend him a little bit. I know it can be difficult. But that's just kind of like what the role carry is. It's a decision-making role.
It feels like when you make those decisions and you make the plays, it can be incredibly rewarding. Sometimes it can fall very flat and you can design a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, that's how a lot of people feel, you know? Like, if you don't join that one fight that was really close, you're getting pinged, right? It's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Are you AFK? But then
And
again,
he
if
has
you join,
been AFK.
and if you do join the fight, right, there's like, and you lose it, and they'll be like, why are you here? Why aren't you farming?
It's tough.
I've been
It's
there.
a tough call to make.
It's a tough life.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Love this damage. He keeps messing up his meld. I'm just watching him. It's like 3 out of the last 5 melds. He's not
Okay,
used
so
it right.
here's the thing. This is
Okay.
my theory so far about watching these guys play. Every single one of these players practice on Europe. And I think they're playing on 0 ping right now. And trust me, when you go from like 160 ping to 0, it'll those small things will happen. Because to play with ping, you have to adjust. You have to cancel things instinctively, right? Because you have to take the delay into factor. So, well, yeah, Europe is a great region to get better as far as like playing with better players. It can mess you up if you have to go back and play with 0 ping if you are used to playing on high ping. So
This is the problem. Lumia is just, it's the ping issue. 0 ping. Who would have thought it?
I mean, I'm aware of these problems too. Like, I've definitely experienced this before. Like, playing with ping and then going to 0 ping, it's not easy.
Vacuum's going to grip onto 2 with the Terrorize flying out as well. Hector's going to be able to activate the Enrage beforehand, so some status resistance will be there for the Ursa. It's a quick kill onto 1, but they did use a lot from Radiant. And unfortunately, without really any more spells, it's going to be a difficult fight into the large deficit they have. OG.LATAM are still going to run away. The 9,000 lead and the Aegis advantage, they do not want to stick around.
Man, that's a W compared to every other fight, right? Every other fight has been massive casualties on the side of VB, so even though they only got 1 kill, still win.
Oh, this is just so stupid. Like
Oh,
5.5 seconds. Stun
was
control
cute.
with 1. What did he get the rune?
Radiant's middle
Nope.
tower is under
it didn't
attack.
spawn there. It spawned bot.
Unlucky.
Dark Willow denied it. And just like that, Ember used all his remnants.
Well,
It's fine. I don't think he's gonna do anything with them anyway.
I'm out. Moose is apparently giga farmed as well.
It's like a combination of he's giga farmed and Ember's giga poor.
Dire are scanning.
But yeah,
That
I'd say he's
that is
pretty
true.
farmed.
Yeah. Mech Glimmer.
Yeah, he's
21
been a
minutes
part
in
of
for Moose.
16 kills. Wow, he's out of the 16 out of the 17 kills on this team, so almost 100% kill participation.
Not bad. He's gonna get the wisdom as well. Make a stack, farm up the camp. Didn't get the stack, unfortunately. It's okay. Radiant.
I'm surprised.
We'll
they
smoke
didn't
and run a
actually trade there.
tailage. Big opportunity for them to be able to find a juicier target.
It's big.
All right. Very nicely done.
I bet he's really thinking right now of purchasing a shard. Not sure how that works actually with Pango anymore. Can he still roll up while rooted? I don't play that hero. You used to be able to, but maybe it's nerfed.
What, you shard into roll?
But can you use
you're
the
rooted?
roll when you're... Yeah, can you roll up while rooted? Oh yeah, let me
Radiant's
see.
top tower is under attack.
I'm trying to read it
I
right
don't
now.
remember.
I don't know. Anyway, he just bought the shard. We'll see if it works. I'm assuming it does work because he just like instantly purchased it after dying there.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you're playing versus Dark Willow and Ember. You definitely need to get out of these roots.
I think you should be able to because it gives you the debuff immunity. If you get rooted, then
Yeah.
you pop your shard.
That's pretty much almost immunity for him this game, outside of Static Storm, I suppose. So you still have plays of dealing with it, but this will make it much more likely he'll get the roll off, and he needs to get the roll off too, right? He's got diffuse lags. Defensive Static Storm was just used on the Pango.
I guess this is
Alright.
one thing about Dire, like their high ground taking potential. I mean, the outer towers is fine, but still, how do you compare this game to like the previous series when you were saying it was a bit difficult for the team to go high ground, Team Sin to walk up high ground? Do you feel like this is an advantage that Radiant have as well with their lineup?
Has fallen.
I think going high ground is very slow for OG.LATAM, but doable, right? You can just put a big pit
It is,
down
okay.
and you have Jakiro. Jakiro's actually going to be your high ground feature this game. Ursa doesn't really hit buildings. So you can just like, it's slow and sustained, right? If you just throw a pit down and Jakiro just keeps hitting it, like what's your play, you know?
Okay.
Are you just going to all in Jakiro? And if you do that, then Pango and Ursa are just going to turn around and kill you, so. Yeah, I'd love to see a shard on Jakiro at some point in this game.
Alright. Good job to pop the smoke. Thinking about a terrorize. Gardic's also nearby. Static Storm is still on cooldown for Gardic. They're going to be able to root Lumia into place as well. OG.LATAM looking to bring every single member. They're going to be rewarded with a kill onto Gardic. Can they catch up to anything more? Illusion's thinking about rolling on forward. Slardams slowed down with the Diffusal Ice Path as well, but the chain's going to be there. Darkseid does his best to be able to protect the Ember. He's going to be able to get the Remnant away. This is still a fight you want to continue to take if you're raided. You're down one member and the spells aren't there. You at least have the Bedlam. Good for one. It's a pretty decent Macropie though, cutting the fight into half. Hector's looking for the jump through, getting kite at the moment. Dark Willow will go down, but they haven't found that bigger fish that they've been wanting here from OG.LATAM. All the cores are still okay. It's just the supports that will take a spill.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good hold. They managed to force out the BKB. It was a support for support trade. They're still waiting for that big win, but yet again, like, you can't really complain in this situation. You're down 11k gold and you're going even in team fights, so
Dire's middle tower
yet again,
is under
that's
attack.
a win, a small win, but a win nonetheless.
So it does feel like there is... I like the caution that we are seeing out of Dire. You know, the ability for the counter initiation. You're clumped up into a Vac, Terrorize, Static Storm. It can be something very scary with all the AoE damage you're from the TA. Maybe the Ember not as much with just the low net worth, but we do see Dire being very, very cautious even with this net worth lead.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to throw it, right? Roche is going to be up very soon. In fact, it is up.
Dire
I don't know, I said very soon. The big boy is up. You got some good trap vision, actually, around here. I think a smoke might be in order here. Oh, there's a gem on the Pango. That's going to be really good for not only getting rid of wards, but getting rid of these TA traps,
are scanning.
which are abundant up here. And this is the shard as well, so they can silence you for 3 seconds.
Hector's not a fan of the Dark Willow, I think, as well. He's gone Manta on the Ursa.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing versus Dark Willow and Ember, right? So I think that does have a lot of value this game. And they kind of left Roshan. Okay,
Village?
they changed Ryan.
Okay. They're just gonna have to get
Man
out.
down.
Can they
Oh, no,
find
he got
Illish? Yeah, Lumia, nice. Gets a force out, but the Blink's gonna be up shortly, but the Atos will prevent that last second. The combo is
Good
not
terrorize.
too bad, but are they really gonna be able to take the team fight? Lumia doesn't have the resources. Dire are fine. Crimson
Where's
Guard
Ursa?
protecting them.
Oh, there he
He's
is.
now going to be able to jump on in. Hector comes a little bit too late to the party. Won't be able to get the kill into the Templar Assassin, but it looks like they might get Ember. Over the right side, Slardam's slowed down. Knight as well, stuck on the low ground. The shards from El Misho will stop from the Dark Willow from being able to move away. Lumia will try and assist with giving him a force staff, but that will do not... Wait, guard? Well, guard? What? You tip it back in? Okay.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I think Hector is just like, finally when he arrived to that fight, I was like, oh, that Roche roar is doing some damage there. But but it has quite a long cooldown, so we won't be doing that again for a minute.
Ooh. Pop again.
Roshan just keeps getting stronger and stronger. I remember back in the day when he only used to have a bash. He's got a toolkit now. He's got a bash, a throw, a slam.
Fourth
roar.
Roche or fifth, you can take over Roche. You can control him. Get the
make him
kill
your
and then you
pet.
get to spawn. Yeah, you get to spawn
Just-
Roche.
Just throw him in a Pokeball. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, you don't like this idea?
No, I'm down. I mean,
Okay.
I'm all for Dota. It's already got to that point, you know, where the integrity of like the game being silly or serious is out the window, you know?
Yeah, we're far past that point. We are not there anymore. It's been a while.
Yeah. It used to be, nah, we want the game to be very serious, but you know, we've taken a chill pill. This game, we got some clowny stuff in the game. Quite literally added a clown recently. And they continue to go down that route, right? Like, Pudge, his new set, he's literally a clown too.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
Never mind.
I mean, he doesn't care.
Nice
He's
attempt.
got Aegis. He's got Mantle. He's got BKB. He's itemized to deal with these roots as much as he possibly can.
Almost was able to get the kill. Actually, not enough with the assist into the scepter from Hai Lung, who's going to go BKB next item, the Underlord. We'll be able to find Knight inside the river.
Oh. First crown to creep, okay. Yeah, I mean, it works. It's great. Temporarily, I don't know. Yeah, he's being cornered in from every angle.
Oh, bro,
No,
this
you-
hero.
Did you like Dark Willow? Any fans here?
Oh, it looks so
Little
fun
fans
to
in the
play.
chat?
It looks fun to play.
I mean, I'm
You're
sure
a cat.
it is.
I know,
I'm sure it's.
I
I'm sure
get
it's
it.
really fun. Yeah. If you're a support player, if I was a support player, I'd play Dark Willow too.
Yeah, dude, look at that. We're like, you die, but I feel like you're happy with what just happened. You probably made them so frustrated.
I was frustrated just watching it. Like PTSD was kicking in.
High ground time.
Yep, Jakiro. I know I mentioned I want to see Shard and Jakiro, but apparently I didn't know what that did. It doesn't work anymore. So we're just gonna do the good old-fashioned liquid fire.
I'm gonna cancel that TP maybe. Okay, Knight will continue to TP in. He's got the force at least to be able to get another shards. And
Rage
as well
was used,
does help.
actually.
Is this maybe an opportunity? Nice vacuum.
Yeah.
Static storm as well. Onto a
huge.
couple, they're going to be able to activate all their auras. Dara is standing strong. Under the threat of the static, it's just not enough. They are too far behind. The damage is lacking. The hero is about to be lacking as well. Lumiere, that's a terrorize to be able to
How many
send them
pits there
away,
are?
but you are stuck in so many pits, bro. Where are you running to? Just all the AoE control. So difficult for you to be able to take a team fight without any BKBs. Hector still trying to go to work as well. This is looking like it might be all she wrote for game one. It was a frustrating game for VB to be able to play into triple kill for Hector. Back to the objectives.
Yeah, I mean, their respawns are quick, and their building taking is very slow, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do call it. However, the game isn't, like, over. You can't really just completely throw in right now, so they'll stick into it for a little bit longer, but at this deficit, it's pretty tough. Like, the Aghanim's just complete, and he's just casting the portal on the backline on the TA and just rooting her, and the Penguin's just committing a roll onto her right away, so it's really hard until you get a BKB on this TA, which I think it's incredibly greedy that she doesn't have a BKB in this game. Like, insanely greedy that this Revenant's Brooch is not a BKB. Because you cannot, versus Pango, you are not going to be hitting any heroes.
Oh,
But regardless or not, itemization probably doesn't matter when you're down 26,000 gold.
which is a bit of a tough one.
It is indeed. Darkseer is gonna get out. The glimpse is just gonna slightly annoy them, but not much more than that.
Oh, indeed, they're trying to cut top, but you got creeps inside the base you got to be worried about as well.
Got
So we'll be able to TP back. We'll go for it, but how are you fighting to the pits? You just can't do anything. No BKBs. What? You're just gonna get controlled, kited. Illich is having a little bit of fun. Gets the kill. BKB's out of the static storm. Lumion might finally be able to get a kill here, showcasing still some of the damage we've seen previously for the TA, but Slardams is doing his own little skirmish and work, trying to bring down moves, but the Bastion of the Abyssal, Hector, able to get rid of the mid laner, and now OG.LATAM can look to reevaluate opportunity for them to go back in if they want to for the last set of barracks.
Yeah, and the more I think about this Underlord pick, like, it's actually really, really good versus the Dark Willow. Dark Willow can't really do what she wants to do in this game because the pit and the Firestorm, along with the Jakiro ground. So I feel like they found an option that was good versus the Ember and the Dark Willow. As I mentioned before, I actually think you do have to trust this Dark Willow here. You can't allow her to just abuse her Shadow Realm in these fights, and Underlord's doing a great job of that. And yeah, his Aghanim's, he's using it really well. Like, you can tell this is not his first Underlord game. He's played this before. He's very much using the hero the way it should be used, just by using his ulti just to pit people in the backline so Pango can do a lot of work there.
He's really showcasing, like, I mean, I don't want to say like Underlord 2, but just in general, I feel like this Underlord hero, because we've seen this Scepter, it really has been the build when the Underlord has been getting played, and it looks incredibly strong when put in the right hands, and apparently he has more than capable hands to be able to play this hero. He's looked exceptional.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be his first Underlord game, it's probably his third because he's Dota Plus level 3 on it, but, you know, he's had a couple of games to practice.
He's practiced.
Dota level, I mean, I thought it was gonna be level 5 and he doesn't have Dota Plus, but you know, he's only Dota Plus level 3 on it, so.
How are you seeing the 3? How did you actually see this?
Just open the scoreboard and click on his face of Underlord.
Okay. Oh, yes, okay. How long?
But either way, we'll see potentially the last push here. There is one lone barracks, and there's currently 15 traps.
Bro, look how big the pits are. There's 3. What are you doing, dude? How do you fight into this? This is insane. There's too much shit on the ground. I don't even know what to talk about. There's traps, there's firestorms, there's brambles, walls, shards. It's a game. Static Storm as well. OG.LATAM. They're going to take game 1. Very convincing. Good opening from them.
Yeah, I mean, that was very convincing. That's just a typical game of you win 3 lanes and then you get
Qualifiers.
All right. Yep, we'll have to see. I'm keeping a big eye out on specifically bot and mid lane, because I think these lanes are highly volatile, where Sniper is definitely not addressed at all in this mid matchup, and bot is either going to go great or horribly. I just don't know which, and I just hope for the sake of VB that it goes well. Because I think it could go very, very poorly.
I don't think it's going to go. I feel like you don't have a very good support pairing with the Shadowfin, right? Doesn't this hero want like a slow or a stun? And
so yes,
including...
no. He is good versus Tusk, right? Because when he pops tag team, you pop Fire Spirits, right? So you reduce his attack speed.
Sure.
Which is nice. You reduce his damage. It's a very defensive option. But if the Fire Spirits are ever down, that's when you should be very scared, right? But yeah, as you mentioned, it's not very offensive, right? It's not going to be something where they're going to bully the Undying. I think the idea of this Phoenix is just repelling the damage. He's just going to hold his Fire Spirits until you do try something. So it's going to be more of like a CS game here.
Okay.
And Undying has a lot of base damage where Shadow Fiend has to build it up. And they're gonna block. They can't. Oh no, they're blocking the wave here. You have to get a good block. Oh, they're killing the range creep. Seems a little counterintuitive, but I guess it's still fine if they get it into the tower. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Oh, it did. Yeah, it's in the tower. Okay, good.
All right, well, we'll see how that lane goes. We'll start with mid as well with Stardum's course against Tai Lung, so he's just going to beat into the boards. Some people, I believe, I think maybe I saw a couple of Beastmaster mid games at Dream League, and I don't remember if they, because I know some people did still go for the Scepter towards the end of Dream League. I don't remember how well it worked, if it did. So we'll see if he does go that. Or
you should.
Okay.
Because I don't know if mid with Helm Dom is going to give you the value you're really looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the Scepter is still playable. It's just nerfed. That's all. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yep. They're just playing with them, and mid lane already. You got some denies, I guess, on the beast, which is good, but you're not really
Sick.
stopping the sniper.
Are they board denies? I don't know. I don't know.
I think those are actual creep denies. I saw a couple of boars die. Actually, I think he
Right.
denied one of the boars, so
Nice, good job.
he's doing okay. But yeah, the CS is always a little weird when they need beast lane because, oh, okay,
Hector?
Hector's
Okay.
just dead. And sometimes I forget it's Hector. I don't know if he plays Kunkka. So the Baden ban made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And this is a lane that I think Gyro in general doesn't ever expect to lose lanes. But definitely don't want to be losing this one. And
Yeah.
Phoenix goes down.
Okay. Really cool for them to be able to find. Mid lane continuing the brawl between Stardoms and High
Yeah,
Lungs.
I don't know. It's like, it's very interesting, I think. Whenever I watch a beast mid lane. Oh. And Shadowfiend, he's dead. This is what I was worried about. Easy to dive. This bot lane's not going well. Because how many of these knives are boards and how much of the CS is a board too, right?
Yeah.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Wish we, I mean, maybe it would cloud the UI, but it would be nice to be able to tell at some stage. We're getting some nice new spring updates. Maybe next spring we'll get something like that.
Just a hard one. So you kind of like
Yeah.
fit that one in.
Alright, Lotus timing. Pretty scary time, at least lucky for them down bottom that there's no tombstone for a fight with the Lotus, but it looks like Illish is going to have that top lane. Centaur got the Lotus. I don't know why he changed his name from Oscar. Honestly, Oscar was a fine name for the offlane on VP. Repugnance we're going as? Like, let's go back to Oscar.
Just doesn't want to be Oscar anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a theory that as soon as you change your name, you get worse. I don't think
Really?
there's many people who change their name that actually get better. Like,
I think if you were ever good, you shouldn't change your name. But if you've just been terrible, right, and you're known as being terrible, then maybe changing your name's a good thing.
yeah, like for a fresh start if you're not having a good run. But I feel like if you're playing pretty decent and
Just a
like,
rebrand, you know?
Radiant's middle
Like there was a time in C where it happened, and like when DPC was going around, and so they were competitive in C DPC, and then they went to shit. Bottom lane, it's gone to shit as well. There's a tombstone laid down. They do a pretty good job to get rid of it, but staying point blank on Lumiere means the raises. He's not going to be able to find the triple rage now. This could be big for Gardic though. We'll get a return kill
Double?
onto one, looking for the second as well onto Illich. Will not tick out to the damage over time. Someone dying top though. El Misho able to find the Centaur.
I mean, you may have died once on the Gyro, but he's still farming really well. Same with mid lane, farming incredibly well. I mean, the Shadow Fiend's farming well, but he's dying, right? So that's not ideal. But I mean, I guess farming and dying is better than dying and also not farming. So take what you can get. And Moose is just punishing Gardic there, but he did use every one of his abilities there. So that'll give Lemire a little bit of space. That's Moose just gonna be walking around a bit. Maybe, what's his plan here? I actually don't know what he's doing, but he's going for a little bit of a walk. Is he going mid? Is he gonna make it? Oh, he's pinging mid. It looks like he wants to get the 6-minute rune and potentially get a kill on Slotums. That's a solo kill. They don't even, doesn't even need help.
Thanks for coming in, lads.
Thanks for stealing my EXP.
Too. Those shrapnels makes it a little bit more frustrating, but not going to be in them. Alright, they got 2 points tag team.
Oh, he missed the pill. Unlucky. El Misho will take that kill. What I'm really worried is when El Misho decides to make an appearance spot lane. That's when Shadow Fiend is going to be very, very vulnerable. And I think that world is not long from here.
I like the fact they're staying mid though. Slatum's TPing back in. Is able to find the raw Mimble off to the other side. Knight as well is holding back Moose, but it means they didn't have the damage to be able to kill Omisha off. Not at the moment though. Slatum's another out of the axes. It's the Lotus. He's fine. Meanwhile, Gardic and Moose have their own battle. He's gonna try and play around with some of the Carney classics. Are they enough to be able to keep him live? Gardic burns him with the laser. One more. Oh, nicely done from Moose. All in them come important. Oh, that's gonna help at getting the kill in the end. Moose, right. Damn, he had a lot of these souvenirs to work with, and they were perfect.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Man, that hero is so annoying. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't think you can see the ones he has stored up, right?
Oh, unfortunately.
As a Spectre? Maybe you can. I don't even know. But look at all of them.
No, you can't, no.
Yeah, so it's like, only he knows the ones that are, like, coming out. So you can actually calculate some really big outplays with this hero. Knight is, having a rough one. You know how I said I wanted to see a bit better laning stage in game number 2? 3K in 7 minutes, ain't it?
No. No, it's not.
No.
And I don't, because I was looking at this series. I'm like, I really thought this series was going to be, you know, a bit more competitive. I see the players on VB, some bigger names there, and OG.LATAM kind of just doing whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have a bad day or you just don't have a good read on the patch. It seems right now that, I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint, but definitely laning stage is the easiest thing to pinpoint. I think, just in general, this is impossible to win lanes, right? You're playing Beast versus Sniper. Game number 1, you got rocked. Game number 2, you're getting rocked on Slotums. They didn't really... They're feeding him to the wolves yet again. Didn't really learn their lesson from game number 1. You have an idea of the Shadow Fiend working versus Undying. It doesn't, unfortunately, and you're never ever, in my opinion, gonna win top lane versus a Gyrocopter as a Centaur. So... at best, you can trade, but a couple bad deaths, and now you're in a situation where the game just... So yet again, 3 lanes lost. It's difficult. You have some stacks, though, which is nice for Slotum. Will definitely help him.
But the thing is, very surely, is we're going to see the triangle is going to be unplayable, it feels like. And you... I mean, I don't honestly know the playstyle for the offlane Undying. Like, if you just look to kind of play a little bit more of your own game, like you've already taken this to one tower bottom, are you just going to park yourself here? But I honestly wouldn't mind if he does look to combine with the team at some stage and just like run into the triangle and drop Tombstone and put a ward there, and like where is then going to be safe for VB?
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, but you don't want to overcommit, I think.
Yep.
Because if you do that, then who's farming bot lane, right? Maybe Gyro, if he moves down there, that'd be an okay play. But I think for now, Tusk running up there with Sniper should be enough. And you can, I think the beauty of the map right now is you can leave Undying bottom by himself, right? And you have to bring, I think, literally 3 heroes to kill him. So he can just continuously farm down there. And 2 supports with Sniper and potentially rotating the Gyro can do this the same thing you're asking for with less numbers. So I think what's going to be critical of breaking this triangle is actually going to be the Tusk. I think he can actually walk up there and just give vision for Sniper to do his thing. But he wants to get level 6 first, very understandably. The punch will be very big. How can we be so
Has
low
a
on
6?
Illic? Is he just dead? Might just be dead.
Maybe? We gotta-
Yeah, he looks pretty dead.
He does indeed. If he was just farming, I think so.
Oh, instant respawn. Okay,
Very
ATB.
cool. Alright.
It's one of the more interesting innates in the game.
Radiant's middle tower
Like every
is
5 minutes, he can just instantly respawn. Oh, Gardic.
Hello, Gardic.
Well, he's making that rotation that you asked for. Decides he's going to secure the mid tower and potentially go to the triangle. But as a result, they have now lost control of bot lane.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They have, and we are seeing with the loss of control a little bit of damage into the tier 1 tower bottom with the Serpent Wards.
Yeah, they're missing out pretty much on all those camps you could farm if the lane is pushed in, essentially. But as in return, they're just going to take the enemy triangle. And they're going to probably move to top lane and get the top tower. So if you are on BB here, I think you abandon this triangle, take the enemy triangle, board it up, and just kind of like mirror their movements, because you can't take the fight. It's literally impossible.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We'll see what they do on OG as well. I mean, you've already placed an observer ward down at the triangle. I was thinking maybe further to the left if it was required, if they felt it needed to help secure the wisdom, which will be up in 3 minutes. So getting that tier 1 tower, of course, doesn't make much easier now for you to invade and steal our second wisdom.
Yeah, and I still want to see mirrored movement here from VB. Because they are not strong enough to fight this. Ain't gonna happen.
Oh, nice. Moves. Gets the whip on the dive. Looking for the TP out. Tries to cancel, and he's going to be able to do
Very
so.
good.
Moves his spell casting. Looks like he found a D ward as well. So you were just speaking about like trying to mirror the movement, get to the triangle, drop a ward down, giving you some control and some vision to be able to farm. You didn't do that. You place your own defensive ward in your jungle, instantly gets to get him de-warded as well. So now even more scarier for your cause to be able to get any farm without being under threat.
Yeah, and it looks like they decided to ward the enemy triangle, the sentry wards blocking the camps, and switch to their side of the map. So you're gonna get these 2 camps, but after that, they're not gonna be there. So you're at least gonna block 1 wave before they realize, I guess. 1 spawn. So a small efficiency win, but that is 100 gold of sentries.
Where you speak? Where?
Radiance triangle.
Is it
Dire
blocked?
put sentries. Oh, is it not? Okay.
No.
I wasn't sure. It's in there. Oh, it's not blocked. Okay, but it has good vision there.
Okay, spoke up, BP. BB. That's gonna lead. Nice position from El Misho. Pops the smoke, protecting Hector. Hector might drop a core down. Make it a little bit frustrating.
He just helped him get out.
Yeah, what just happened? Hector, though, is in a lot of danger. The slow will expire at the last second, so he's going to be able to scurry away. That's also a good question.
Is he trying to ward his own teammate's egg? That was very bizarre.
Are scanning.
All right, well, that was good shards though to stop the stampede from chasing down the gyro. I think if he didn't like block their movement just a little bit, they probably could have got to him and make that happen. But still, this lead is going to grow as all 3 cores are farming. I mean, they still do have a small issue with initiation here that they're going to have to solve with... I mean, basically their supports have to solve it, right? Like, Gyro, Undying, and Sniper, they don't really have any stuns. They have, like, follow-up stuns. Like, Gyro has a rocket, which is, you know, not really a great initiating tool.
Radiant are scanning.
So it's going to really come up to Tusk and... mainly Tusk, I guess. I suppose you can do it a little bit on Ringmaster.
You can toss. It's a crazy angle from... What is that? Snowball behind the T2 tower. That is insane.
This guy's positioning. I told you, he's kind of like Schofield in that regard. Like, you just wonder, like, how he gets the spots where he's at, you know?
Alright. Oh, 1-for-1 with the Wisdom. I was saying before, maybe OG were going to be able to steal the Wisdom. They're a little bit too late, but importantly, you get the kill onto Lumiere, who is continuing to be slowed down. 3rd death of the Shadow Fiend. And they're going to take another round of the camps as well inside the triangle. So on the minute mark, with the respawn of the Shadow Fiend, there is really going to be nowhere for him to farm. You know, have another Observe Ward as well throughout the bottom jungle, so... see if they want to occupy there or just go back to their half of the map.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen much of Lemire this series. Just, unfortunately, it's hitting creeps, right? The Atos is online. And this is the desperate initiation that they've been needing for. And Atos, Blink Dagger, those are going to be the 2 items that are going to propel kills in OG.LATAM's direction.
I don't know, Fear. What are we looking at for Radiant? Oh, Scepter surely for Slardums, but
Yeah, Blink on Centaur is going to be pretty big. I mean, they're going to need Blink Daggers and BKB. I mean, I don't know if they need a BKB, but they need Blink Daggers on both of their strengthers. And then Shadow Fiend just needs heroes to be stunned at a comfortable distance so he can right-click them.
you're playing into double save with Snowball and... what? Triple save, sorry. Snowball, Escape Act, and eventually the Tombstone. Like, he's going also Pipe and Crimson on Undying.
It's a pretty bad Beastmaster game. What can you do?
Yeah, it's...
But the thing is, like, the Escape Act, you're still stunned in it, right? The Snowball, yeah, that one's a little rough. So you're gonna have to throw the egg down too, right? And you're gonna have to hope that when they come out of these saves, that the egg will lock them in place and do a little bit of damage, but it's not easy out here. I mean, you probably have to go first with this Shaman and Centaur, and the Beast has to kind of wait a little bit, right? But I think they could win any fight if they start on Sniper. I say any fight, but depends on how farmed Hector is, which he's pretty farmed, so they kind of have like 2 threats to deal with. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna have to start with that. They're gonna have to either get on the Sniper with all the spells, and yeah, you can use your saves on him, but the thing is, if they're using a save on Sniper, that means he's not doing damage at least, right?
It's true.
Then it's more of a question like, can you kill the Undying at any point in this game? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions which I don't know, unfortunately, if we're going to get the answer to for
Oh, I think
VB.
we will.
Well, yes, we will, but I don't think it's a good answer. We might lose the Aegis straight away. El Misho just runs into the Snowball, onto the creep as well. All right.
And that's a good Tusk play right there. Just keeping your calm and making sure you snowball the right direction, right? A lot of Tusk will just like, as long as I get the snowball off, it's good, but...
Oh, no. Oh, this is a really good move through the portal. Are they going to both commit at the same time? Or do they think that... Oh, okay. Well, hang on. This could be scary.
Good? Maybe... Undying's here.
So they'll see 2 heroes. They're going to try and tip you up with a Beastmaster. Meanwhile, Stampede onto Tai Lung, but he's got Pipe. This guy's untouchable with the heroes you have at the moment. You need Lumiere, but he was not involved in this play.
Lemire has not been involved in much this series, to be honest with you. He's kind of playing a PvE mission. And I think they're gonna look back at this and realize that you cannot just farm when you're behind.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like, maybe it'll work in pubs, right?
Top tower is under attack.
But I think at high level gameplay, this is gonna exploit it incredibly hard. And it is getting exploited. Like, you see Hector, right? He's joining fights, right? He's part of some action.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But Lemire, we have not
Tower is under
really seen any early to mid-game involvement from his hero.
has fallen. Dire's top tower.
Unfortunately, we have not. 3 deaths for him has been a couple too many, and has not felt the ability to be able to show up, and seeing that to be a bit of a problem for them at the moment. Knight's just gonna die to a couple of right clicks from Long, and Slardums as well is getting zoned away. Moose and Illich, front of the tier 3 tower. Think of a bit of a pest.
Oh, it's
Long's now
down.
going to be able to swing on Nova. Sunray trying to help him out as much as possible, but they'll control the area with a tombstone if needed.
Yeah, they're just
He's
diving
farming,
your
dude.
tier 3s. Hey, he's got a tombstone there, why not, you know? He's almost at Crimson, so he's got 5 Crimson, 3,000 health. Why not? Why not, indeed?
They saw Lumiere. He's going to be able to TP out. Unfortunately, Centaur is a bit stuck.
Wait, he didn't.
He stampeded?
Why did he cancel his TP? He thought he was gonna get punched, but Alicia just walked away. The mind games, you know, El Micho, he's like, huh, you're just gonna cancel. It's like, you think I'm gonna do something, but I'm actually not. Weird, but it worked.
Yeah. Now Tormentor.
Alright, Blink on top.
Shot.
Oh, yeah, his shard and blink came at the same time. Do you know how much work he was doing with neither of those spells?
Yeah.
Now imagine how much work he's going to be able to do with 2 additional tools in his kit here. Isn't it crazy to think about? It's been 21 minutes and it's been a Trinkle Boots Tusk. And he's had that much impact.
Yeah, true. Done a lot. Very, very solid performance for him.
Well, that's doing a lot with little net worth.
See what he can do now with all the net worth that Omisha is playing with. Everyone from Dire really doing a solid job. But they were set up for success with the draft. Of course, the gameplay needs to be there, but the plays as well. Moves once again when showcasing how annoying this Ringmaster is playing from ahead with an Atos and Aether lens.
Yeah, he can shoot his spells from downtown. You have no BKBs, you have no Force Staffs at the moment to really deal with this either. So every single Atos that connects, Wheel of Wonder will hit, and that will be a kill. And this game is looking even uglier than the first one. The network lead is
Radiant's top tower
really propelling.
Dire are scanning.
And even without Aegis, they're just gonna be like, oh, they can feel it. They can feel they're really far ahead. Illich, she's like, okay, this is my base now. I'm gonna go walk and drag while siege high ground, by the way. Oh no. Shadow Fiend's not here either. He's doesn't think he's farmed enough to really have an impact in this fight.
Oh, they're gonna try.
Okay.
But there's no snow. All right, snowball last second. Guarding. Drops the
That
supernova,
egg?
but
Okay.
it's not the egg. Lumia does his best with the Requiem, but Illich was protected. Tombstone's gonna get layered down. They're on to Lumia. They're gonna be
gonna
out
call
of this
this.
game. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is. It's not getting any better.
I think it's totally okay to call this if you want to.
Yeah.
There's no shame in that, because you just got team wiped with no effort required.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This is it's a master
OG.LATAM
class
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking good. Strategy's on point, but more so than strategy, just